I grew up a very quiet, shy, and very insecure kid. So much to the point to where I was afraid to talk to girls in school, so therefore I never went to my high school's prom. I was too afraid to step outside of my comfort zone and try out for sports, in spite of my knowing that I was gifted athletically. I skipped school on the day I would have taken pictures for my high school's yearbook. I was consumed with so much fear while growing up throughout my school years. So much to the point to where after I graduated high school, I started to reflect back over this period in my life. And I saw that I had accumulated many regrets. Many regrets. And then time would go by. Of course, I would get out into the workforce and begin working at warehouses. And the more I did so, the more I would reflect back on how much I regret never finding the courage within myself to step outside of my comfort zone while in school. Because I always believed that if I had played sports, I would have been able to acquire a 4-year athletic scholarship to a college somewhere. But because I didn't, that opportunity came and went. And so, as I would continue to work, one day I started to visualize myself as the elderly version of myself, sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair. And as I would be sitting there, I would be rocking back and forth, and reflecting back over my life. And what I saw, I didn't like, because I saw a life that was filled with regrets. And I don't want to look back over my life and see one that's filled with regrets. No. I want to be able to look back over my life and see that it has been fulfilled. I want to be able to look back over my life and be like, wow, I'm so glad I did that. Instead of looking back over my life and saying, damn, if only I had done that. But at that point, it would be too late. At that point, it would be too late. My visualizing myself as the elderly version of myself was a transitional moment for me, because it helped me to see that I don't want to accumulate any more regrets in my life. It helped me to see that I don't want to get to the end of my life and look back over it to see a life filled with regrets. This is the time period in which I realized that no one is coming to save me. I realized that no one is coming to save me. It had to be me. I realized at this moment that I had to be my own savior. I had to be my biggest encourager, my own best friend. I have to be the hero in the story of my life. Because if not, nobody else is going to do it for me. I realized that it was my job to become the best version of myself. I share this with you for you to see that, hey, your life doesn't have to be perfect. according to society standards. Your life doesn't have to be perfect to bloom where you're planted. Far too many people are addicted to playing the victim. Far too many people point the finger at this person and that person, this thing and that thing, and then they wonder why they're suffering. It's because you have been pointing the finger at everyone else and everything else for so long that you fail to realize that the person you need to be pointing your finger at is yourself. If you are unhappy, if you are not satisfied with your life, that's a you problem. You have to stop working against yourself and start working on yourself in order to realize that. For so many years of your life, you've been stuck on autopilot, complaining and blaming. And where has that gotten you? After all these years, where has complaining and blaming gotten you? You want to complain to this person and that person, but they don't care about your problems. They don't care about what you got going on. Shoot, they're glad it's you and not them. But people like this are stuck in a realm of victimhood, negativity, and defeat. And they wonder why they feel like they can't prosper in life. So many individuals are constantly wasting each and every single day of their life by living in defeat. They feel like if everything isn't perfect in their life, then they have a right to be angry. They have a right to blame others. They have a right to feel the way they feel. But this is life. You only get one shot at it. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why would you want to waste your whole life existing, only existing? Because if you wake up each and every day of your life only looking to get through the day, never looking to get any significance out of the day, you're not living, you're just existing. You're just existing. You're staying in your comfort zone. You're not challenging yourself. You're just caught up in a mundane routine each and every day of your life. You're stuck in misery and defeat. You're stuck in a place of mediocrity. And yet you have the audacity to blame others when it's your job to change your world. It's your job to change your world, because nobody cares about your challenges no more than you. It's like an alcoholic who blames everyone and everything for being the reason that they drink, when they need to go ahead and hold themselves accountable and change for themselves. An alcoholic would have to be the one to decide, to make the decision to put down the bottle of alcohol for good. It doesn't matter if an intervention is held or what is said to the alcoholic from loved ones that will make him quit. Ultimately, he would have to be the one, he or she would have to be the one to decide to stop drinking alcohol. Nobody else can do it for him or her. They would have to be the one. Well, if you want a better life for yourself, if you want to stop living in misery and defeat, you're going to have to start holding yourself accountable in how you deal with the everyday challenges of life. Because what you've been doing in the past clearly isn't working. Look at how you feel about yourself. So, it is very important for you to know that no one is going to come and save you from your situation. You have to be the one to do it. Stop comparing yourself and looking at other people's lives and seeing that nobody owes you. Nobody owes you opportunities. Nobody has to owe you, nobody owes you anything. It's not up to anyone else for you to become happy. It's not up to anyone else to help you to become better. It's not up to anyone else to help you do anything. Nobody owes you nothing. The only person that owes you something is you. And if you don't rescue yourself, if you don't choose to be your biggest encourager, your own best friend, your savior, your hero, then you're gonna live the rest of your days in misery and defeat. Why waste your life like that? Why would you want to waste your life like that? That's not living. That is existing in a state of mediocrity and defeat. Life is too short to give up on yourself. You owe it to yourself to create the best version of yourself. And you can't do that by waiting around hoping that someone comes and save you. The right time will never be here. You have to create the right time. Stop procrastinating. Because all of this time that you're procrastinating into becoming better, time keeps ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Time will continue. Life will go on. It's not going to wait until you to make the decision to finally do the work on yourself and improve your life. No. Even the richest people in the world don't have enough money to bribe time to buy more time. Stop waiting for the right time, because the right time is now. Regardless of wherever you are at in your life, you owe it to yourself to simply bloom where you are planted. It's possible. No one is going to give you the life that you want. You have to create it. Life is short. Life is short, and this is something that we all know. And we all owe it to ourselves, regardless of whatever we have or don't have. We all owe it to ourselves to make this the best, to live our lives the best way we possibly can. Because the way you've been living your life for so many years of your life, you can see for yourself that it hasn't made you better. No, it has made you bitter. You dread each and every single damn day of your life. In order for your life to become better, you're going to have to become better, which means this old version, this present version of yourself is going to have to die. And you're going to have to create a new version of yourself. How? You're going to have to challenge yourself by doing some things that put fear in your heart. When I realized that it was up to me to save myself from a life of mediocrity and defeat, I knew I had to challenge myself. I had to challenge myself by doing things that put fear in my heart. I challenged myself to do public speaking. I did it. I challenged myself to take cold showers. I did it. I challenged myself to fast. I did it. I challenged myself to face my fear of heights. I did it. I challenged myself to run a marathon. I did it. I challenged myself to do a whole lot of other things. And yes, I did it. I did it because I was unsatisfied with the version of myself that had been living in defeat for so many years of my life. I knew I had to challenge myself to become the best version of myself. Don't see the challenges of life as a reason for you to feel down and live in defeat and mediocrity. No. See it as an opportunity to become better. Because whatever challenge that you face in your life, it may be difficult to see, but there's an opportunity for growth. There's an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself in whatever challenge that you face in life. You're only looking at the challenges of life from a negative perspective, from a pessimistic perspective. What you fail to realize is that there's also another perspective that you can view it from, which will help you to improve your quality of life. It's your mindset that you have to change. The old version of yourself has to die, and you have to create a new identity for yourself. This is how you become the hero of your life. This is how you become your own savior. This is how you become your own best friend and biggest encourager. No one is coming to save you. I recognize that no one was coming to save me, and you have to realize that no one is coming to save you. That's your job. It's your job to save yourself from a life of mediocrity and defeat. I owe it to myself. You owe it to yourself. We all owe it to ourselves to do better and be better so we can make our worlds better.